Back to Dubsy Bricks and another episode of Building Jabba'S Palace, and this week we're going to be doing a lot of the finishing touches. So we're going to get the door frame put around this door here. We've got to do it inside the hangar as well. One other thing I'm considering doing is moving these two rock pieces here, so I want to push them closer to the actual palace there, and then by doing so it's going to free up a bit of space here where I'm considering putting a Tusken Raider sort of like campsite sort of thing. So I know it's not accurate to the film, but I think it's going to look quite good being up there. Anyway, let's get the bricks out and let's get started. And there we have the entrance to the hangar. So we've got the dark tan tiles on here, as you have seen in the time lapse. Now originally I did do it in dark orange, as you'll see on this picture here, but I wasn't happy with the colour. It was popping too much for there, and I think that just looks so much better. But yeah, what we need to do now is go inside the hangar and make a start on doing the opposite side of it. And there we have the hangar section all completed with the decoration around the actual door itself. So the lights, as you can see, I've put those on. They don't light up massively, but it's never sort of like appeared as a very light room from the scenes that I've seen it in. But we've put the skiff just on the side here, as you can see. We will put a few sort of like crates and things like that just scattered around on the bottom of here, and also on the platform just there as well when we get round to that side of things. But yeah, pleased to have another little area all tidied up. So let's get on to the next one. One order that has come in, which was directly from lego.com, is some of the tiles here, which are for Jabba'S Palace throne room. So we can get all those on, and we have actually got the arches here as well, which will be going on top of the tall tower. And there we have all of the arches all tiled around, and yeah, really happy with how they're all looking now. It's just so nice getting the finishing touches put on all these little areas, completing it all. So yeah, there it is. And next up we're going to be making a start on doing the booth area here. So when you get this all tiled up, put some plates down ready for the tables, put the tables in, then let's get to that bit next. And there we have all the booths with the tables all in place and the floor all tiled off. Left quite a few studs on the back here so we can stand some minifigures. I think that's what they had in the Book of Boba Fett throne room set. And I'm just wondering whether I need to push these forward by one stud or not, but we'll have a little think about that. But yeah, pleased with how it's all coming on. What we can do now is turn our attention over to where Han Solo's hung in carbonite. So let's get over to that part of the mock. And here we have the section of wall, which is what we're going to attach Han Solo to in carbonite. And as you can see, we put the jumper brick or modified brick inside of that. Then on the back of here, we've put a jumper plate on a 1x1 modified brick clip, and then that will all sort of like just clip into place on so, like so. And now it's all nice and tight to that. We've put a jumper plate on the bottom there, and one also on the bottom of the floor there. And there it is, Han Solo all in carbonite. So yeah, really pleased with how that's looking. So that's another little job done. Let's get on to the next. And the next part of Jabba'S Palace that we're going to be working on is the viewing area. So as you can see, this is probably about a brick too low at the moment around the edges there. It's just dropped down, and hence the cracks in where the bricks join. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull that section out, put some support just around the edges there. It's hopefully it's going to be a straightforward job. And then we'll put this back in there so it's nice and flush with the floor area. So let's get to it. And there we have the viewing platform all in place, and as you can see, it's nice and flush now, so that's all good. And it was a case of putting plates down as opposed to tiles on top of the snot bricks, which I didn't realise was going to be the case. Initially I put the tiles down fraction too low, put the plates in, and it came up perfectly. But really pleased with how this room is starting to look now, with all of the arches all finished off with the tiles. Obviously got Han Solo in the carbonite down there as well, so it's starting to really come on now. And the postman's been in. It's one of our Bricklink orders, so this one's come from Only Minifigs in the Netherlands, and the guy that I dealt with there was Peter, and he was really helpful. Said he would get this out to us as quickly as possible, so I'll leave his details in the description below, so go and check his store out. As I said, this has arrived so quickly, very good prices, excellent customer service, and yeah, there it is. So we've got a whole load of 2x6 wedge plates for doing the top of the main building on Jabba'S Palace. So we just need the other order to arrive so we can get the other parts of it done, and then we can crack on with that roof section. But thanks to Peter for getting that out to me so quickly, it's much appreciated. And we just turn our attention back to the roof section here on the main building, and we're looking at this gap that's along here. Now we've had a load of these come in, as I showed you just a moment ago, and they're to do this section here all the way around, and then the next part of the roof at the very top there. However, I do believe I've ordered enough in to do these as well. Now at the moment we have a 4x2 wedge plate underneath these tiles, and it's every other section basically. I could replace these and then you won't see that dark line just there, or the other option I've got is I could try and fix them so they're on the top instead of the tiles, and then just do tiles down the middle, and then it'll be one smooth surface all the way around, with the exception obviously of the studs that are on the top of these. So we're just going to have a little bit of a play with that and see what looks best. And there we have the new ring around the outside. I'm much happier with how that's looking. I think these gaps are a lot tidier than it was before. I don't even mind the studs being on the top there, it just has a little bit of character to it. Now we are still waiting for a lot of parts to come in, like some 2x4 in the dark tan plate, as well as a load of other parts for doing the roof section, like some, I think some 1x6 and 2x6 plates, and all bits and pieces like that. But what I can do in the meantime is I can get this section all built up inside here, all ready for the support. So we know we're going to be going another 2 bricks high and then a plate, and then we'll be starting the roof section. So I can build this up by about six bricks on the inside there. So let's get to that bit next. And there is the centre of the tower all bricked in, and as you can see, put a lot of weight on there, and it is just not budging at all. This is so strong. And several hundred bricks have gone into this, and window frames, and the weight of this building has just got ridiculous now. But we're all ready for the next stage now, so we're just waiting for the tan plates to come in so we can put those across there. We then build a little bit of a wall up, then repeat the plate process coming back out again, and then we can start the roof. And of course we can put the roof structure, can push down on this because there's plenty of strength into that. So yeah, that's as far as we can go on this part of the mock until that parts order comes in. So we'll move that back over to the actual mock table, and we'll start something else. And next up we're going to be turning our attention to these 2 rock formations here. And what I want to do, I want to try and push them so they're closer to the towers over there. That's going to free up this entire area here, and I want to put a little scene here with the Tusken Raiders. So what we can do, get those all moved over, and then we'll check back in once we've done so. And you have to love it when that happens. So this is just peeled off absolutely perfectly. So all we can do now is just remove some plates here, put that section back down, and move the plates back over here, and that's it, job done. So let's do it. Well, 1 out of 2 wasn't too bad, I suppose. So yeah, this one absolutely collapsed when we tried to take it apart. But never mind, we'll just rebuild it over here now, fill this gap back in, and then we can make a start on doing the scene that we want to do over here. And there is the revised rock section. So as you can see, it's a lot closer to the actual buildings now. We've cleared off a little bit of an area. I think we're going to need to clear off a little bit more, so we're just going to put the tents there, put the little campfire there, and see what it looks like. And here we have the start of our Tusken Raider tent, and it is very part intensive, as you can see on the inside here. We're using ball joints and jumper plates just to get the half studs off here and there. And yeah, it's just about working out, but as you can see, there's so many plates in there just to get this all lined up properly. And it was a case of using the wedge plates that we had available to us, which were these 3x2s. So, but yeah, really pleased with how it's coming on. I've sort of like used some tiles here and there just to break it up a little bit, but really pleased with the overall look of it. So going to carry on doing. We've just got another 3 more sections, I think it is, to add to this, and then we've got to work out what we're going to put on the top. We also need to make sure there's a doorway of some description in there, so we get all of that added onto it. And once we've done so, we'll check back in and show you what it looks like. And here we have the Tusken Raider tents, and so pleased with how they have come out. I only had one of these 6 wide round plates, so we've just used the angle plates on that one instead. But yeah, they've come out a treat, and they went together so easily. I was quite surprised. I was expecting them to be a lot harder than they were. But when you look inside, I mean, look at the amount of pieces that are in that. It's luckily, the ball joints were on the pick-a-brick wall a little while ago, so I picked up a whole load of them, expecting to use them on the actual palace roof, and they've actually come in really handy here. I like the way that the door sort of like entrance has been done on there as well. Anyway, let's move over to the mock and see what it looks like. And there we have the Tusken Raider village. So really pleased with how this has come out with the tents. Got a little campfire there with the 4 Tusken Raiders all around it. Their mate's still on the cliff face chasing the Womp Rat, but the only thing I would say is it probably is a little bit too close to the palace. Obviously, these tents are very similar in size to the roof section on that tower there. So whether or not I build this rock work up a little bit more just to hide it a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, really pleased with how it is looking. And I do like the little storytelling side on there. Originally, they were down here where I've got Mando's speeder. Don't worry, that won't be on there. But again, I thought it was too close to the door there. Obviously, these tents, I can move them. So again, we might just have a little bit of a play around with that a little bit later. But either way, I'm glad I've moved the rock work back there, because even if we do sort of like move the tents, we can put another, we've got a larger area there to put another like story on there. But really pleased with how this is all coming on. It's a shame we didn't get the pieces in for doing these roof sections on here, but fingers crossed they arrive this week and then we can get that all finished. But we're getting very close to the end of this mock build series. Obviously, we've managed to get a few little jobs done inside the throne room, and we'll carry on doing that over the next week or so. And if the roof comes in and we get that done, then who knows? It's 1 to 2 weeks, I reckon, and then we'll be having the finale. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And please share it with your family and friends. Anyway, thanks for walking on by, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.